You, as a group, had been having an evening in the tavern in one of 10 towns, specifically in Bryn. Um, I'm sorry, you got me all thrown off now. In Bryn Sander. And when one of your party came in and a new face had sparked the conversation, um, as you tried to fend off some of the gloom and doom that had permeated your lives in the last 2 years with the lack of sun in 10 towns. Um, you had each sought trying to get a hot meal and one of the last remaining oases of warmth and life at the North Look Inn in Bryn Sander, when three dwarves had come in with a tale of woe. They had been set upon by a yeti, and one of their party members slain, and they were driven off and had to abandon the load of ironwork for the local smithy. And you had agreed to go and try to find them and return those ingots for the promise of a small, what to each of you at this point is a small fortune in precious gems. Setting out, you had made your way towards Kevin's Cairn, the mountain that dominates the one view from Bryn Sander and is seen throughout can be seen anywhere throughout Icewind Dale. Heading through the Dwarven Valley, and you were set upon by a blizzard. Wisely deciding to hunker down and not to press on too much during that blizzard, you were able to wait it out before pressing on. And you did indeed find the site that the group was set upon by the Yeti and the unfortunate remains of their friend, missing a head and both of his arms. A gruesome sight for sure. But what you did not find was the sled containing the iron ingots. But you were able to track it, the tracks that you had found, small snowshoed feet, and the deep ruts of the cart, or sled rather, as it was being dragged away. After some time, you were able to make your way to a clearing, and you heard in the distance the arguing of small voices. One of your party was able to identify for you immediately that it was the voices of goblins in the distance. And you could see them not too far off, about 120 feet or so away from you, and struggling with this heavy sled loaded with iron ingots, arguing seemingly amongst themselves, pushing it towards a much larger vehicle, looking to be pulled by large creatures that were difficult to make out from that distance. A couple of your party members had decided to push forward, and in doing so had come within close proximity of these goblins, alerting them to your presence. And that is where we pick up this story from.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Winzira. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Winzira, who was riding on my shoulders as I ran up to close the distance, and these little folks kind of got a little angry about the fact that there was a tall person around.
They did, and started screaming, and that is when it was time to roll initiative.
Let's see if I can do this with one die. I had, just for clarity.
Okay, so
19 nice,
everyone, remember, you got to click on your token before you roll initiative. Otherwise, it won't log. I can add it in for you, Winzera, but in the future, always try to remember to do that.
Can you go grab me a D20? Roll D20 still hasn't loaded for me.
Where is the token?
On the board, your little guy on the board.
I see.
Oh.
I had inspiration last time, but it's gone this session, correct?
Correct.
I don't see my little guy, and I'm sure there's a funny joke that can be applied to that, but seriously, I can't see my little guy.
He's all the way in the back, right?
Yeah, in the bottom middle of the screen.
Right there.
Or
Where? Oh my god. How do I get over there?
Well, that's where you all were when Dodvin decided to go tearing off at a gallop.
he asked us.
No. The bard wanted to try negotiations, so I was willing to be the vehicle.
Right.
I don't think I was this far away. Jeez.
Yes.
Mickey gave us one round to do stuff, and several people stayed put, and a couple of us moved forward.
All right.
Not that there's anything wrong with any of that.
Mick?
Yes. A 4?
Sorry, I'm still waiting for roll 20 to load up. Yeah, so
Okay.
I rolled a 4. I'm sorry, it says hatching dragons.
That's okay. I'm just looking at your initiative. So it's +1 on your initiative. Yeah. So you got a 5. No problem.
Yeah, I ain't going first. I'm hungover apparently.
You're cleric speed.
What? Well, my character got drunk last session.
And I got to roll
Oh my
4.
God, like, this is ridiculous, John.
Oh, man, they're going first.
Dave's character is.
Why does Firefox say 5? I don't have 5 fucking tabs open.
Dave is Filbert, right?
Dave is Filbert.
That's what I thought.
I don't understand. It ran the game just fucking fine last time. You should make it work. Yeah! I don't want to see your dick. I want you to make it work.
Don't make you use push to talk there. Okay. So, setting the scene. This large, hairy Goliath in big furs, giant snowshoes, running up, startles these goblins who immediately scream and reach for weapons upon seeing him. When Zira, perched up on his shoulder, sees them and with her own adrenaline and speed is the first one to react. So what is it that she does?
Okay, so they are now hostile.
Well, they're certainly like, whoa.
No, they don't like us. It's okay. Yeah, let's do. Wait, how far are we? Oh. 30. Okay, it's close enough. I'm gonna use vicious mockery on the first guy, and I'm gonna say.
Show me which one. Just click on him and hold the button down. Okay, excellent.
Uh, uh, and then I'm gonna scream out that I've seen orcish cattle smarter than you.
Nice. Good one.
And then I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, come
I can't
on,
do
for
anything.
the love of God.
The camera's working.
An 8.
Yay, that does not save.
Okay.
So you have disadvantage on your next attack roll before the end of the turn, and then you take a d4 psychic damage.
Okay. So roll that. He takes 2. All right. So, hearing this fellow goblin calling out this, and you could see a look of like, oh, that hurt me. Look on his face as your mockery succeeds in breaking his little heart. Anything else, Rebecca?
I will climb down from my tall friend
Okay.
and say thank you for carrying me.
Okay. I would say that that's a pretty much of a free action, just hopping off of his shoulder. You wouldn't use any of your movement with that. So you still have...
Can my character say one word when she's climbing down?
Sure.
Behind me or behind.
Well, I was actually what I was gonna do. So I'm gonna climb down and I'm actually gonna hide behind the big tall guy.
Okay.
Thank
Go
you.
on.
Sorry.
Now, as a rogue, do you have the ability to hide in first as a bonus action for your first at first level, or is that a second level ability?
No, I'm not actually hiding per se. I'm just
Okay.
putting him in front of me.
Oh, okay. You want to move him there, or you want me to do it?
How do I move him?
Click him and drag him. Or click her and drag her. There you go. Right there?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right. The goblins, seeing and hearing all of this, and this large bear of a man, or Goliath, drop the rope that they're pulling, and they all move to scramble and try to get cover and hide behind each of them draws out a short bow and attempts to shoot at the two of you. While one pulls out a horn, and you see him put this horn to his lips, and he blows a loud sound of those long, drawn out with his action. The others all right, this is ridiculous. Why is it doing this? Just gonna have to deal with it. $17 hit to Donovan? Joe? Joe.
17 does not hit.
Okay, excellent. So the first one,
Yeah, no, 17 does not hit.
excellent. The first shot flies over, missing you to the right. The second shoots at you, and also 18. What is your armor class?
18 is the number 18.
Okay, so the second arrow shot from cover does hit you for 6 piercing damage. Next to attempt to shoot at Wenzira. But Wenzira, you have half cover. So you have +5 to your AC. Hiding behind Donovan. So what is your armor class?
So my armor class is 13, so
Okay.
+5.
So you have 18. So the 17 just misses you. So that's good.
Phew.
That is good.
The next one, who probably was the guy that you just mocked, his self-esteem shattered. His arrow just goes half the distance. It doesn't even make it all the way to you, for it still lands in the snow. The other 4 just kind of stop, pause, and look over at him, like, "What the hell, man?" And he bursts into an angry muttering under his breath in Goblin. The last one shoots back at Donovan. If it ever... Watch, I hit it again, and now it's gonna... I get like 2 of them.
Just a quick note, as I was jumping down, the guy I also insulted.
Has disadvantage, yeah? I'm getting a little bit... I'm having some of these problems myself, Tara.
Yeah, I'm thinking something's going on with roll 20, man.
It could be. So because of the disadvantage, as you see right there, 14, not the 19, that second shot misses Donovan. All right. That brings...
I finally got it up, but
Da-dum-bum.
everybody seems really far away.
I'm just not even gonna... All right.
Leave it.
That's what she said.
I hope
John,
not.
you didn't give me enough pizza.
Okay, so Filbert, seeing the mayhem starting to ensue, he's got a short bow.
Might as well bring me another beer too, because you're amazing. Thank you.
So Mickey,
Yes.
as I was jumping down, I also turned to the goblin that I hit, and I'm saying, "I'm sorry I hurt your feelings."
Alrighty. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to figure out his character, what he would do. He can't really... There's nothing for him to hide behind, so he is going to have to shoot from the open. But he hits. He's aiming at the goblin with the horn. does not do any sneak attack. But hitting him for 9 piercing damage, his arrow takes him straight through the throat as he's got the horn up to his mouth, killing him instantly with one shot. You just hear this horn blast kind of this kind of wet, nasty sound as his one shot takes him right in the throat with seemingly way too much, but D6 plus 3, nope, max damaged, and killed the goblin with a one shot. All right, that brings you up, Dodvin.
Yes, I'm sorry, I was trying to look while you were talking. A dash is my entire thing. I don't have an attack after a dash, correct?
A dash is your action.
Okay.
So you get your movement, and then you use your action to move again, the same amount.
What I was thinking was running up and smashing into the sleigh and pushing it on top of all of them, but I don't think that's a viable option with my movement of 30 in the distance. I will. I'm worried about my compatriot. I will dodge and yell out an intimidation to tell them all to, basically get the hell out of here while I'm waiting for my compatriots to gather.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me
I'm sending you a little note.
Roll a intimidation check, please.
I sent you a little note, please, if that makes any difference.
And hey, Rebecca, or Winzira,
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry, you can do that. I couldn't remember if Rogue's got that on the first level. But it's a goblin trait. That's what it was, not a bard thing. So go ahead and roll your a stealth roll for me, please. Okay.
I hide well.
And then Joe, I need you still to roll that intimidation, please.
No, I was waiting to see. I said I sent you a note, and I was wondering if it gave me.
I'm not sure where you sent it, Joe, but I don't have a note from you.
On Discord, I sent it.
Yeah, please don't do that through Discord. I'm using multiple computers. Use any communications need to go through Roll20 in the chat. But if you could please, just to move this along, roll your intimidation.
Okay. Click and drag to roll the dice.
No, all you need to do is click the word. Just click the word intimidation in your skill checks. There you go. All right. And what are you yelling in inconheritable?
Just like, oh, get the hell away from our sleigh. That sort of thing.
Okay. You hear this big, huge, lumbering man yelling out in this guttural, and not in a language that any of you know what it is. Okay, that's a pretty high intimidation. So he's pretty scary, this giant of a man. Or Goliath yelling this
scared.
out. Yeah. Yeah, even the goblin behind you is like starting to walk away from you now. All right.
And then dodge in case.
Yep, and you're taking the yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that. Okay.
As part of my yell, can I pull out my sword as well? I mean, I believe that would be make sense.
That's you're free. It's interaction or free action, either one.
Danke.
There it is. Jesus Christ. All right, Albion. Finally to you. Filbert has moved up,
So-
and you saw him take an expert shot with his short bow, crouched in the snow.
15, 20, 25.
Yep.
And I shall cast guidance upon Filbert.
Okay.
So I'm take that good shot, but you know. And that's it.
So he has a D4 to add to any skill checks that he makes for the next minute. Cool. All right, Roanoke. That's to you. You do have some natural
Okay.
cover.
All right, so they're all behind this sled.
Yes.
All right, I am going to make my move first. I have my bow out. So let's see. Oh, I got the wrong thing on here. Hold on. What the hell just happened here? I just lost. I can't move to my. Something's happening here. I can't unclick the arrow.
Okay, you can't unclick the arrow at the top of your icons.
The arrow where you pick distance.
Yeah, so the distance is the 0 with the ruler in it. The
Right.
arrow's at the very top.
Yeah, I'm trying to get off of. I'm trying to get to my dice roll.
Okay, so you can roll your dice any way that you should be using that just by clicking on the thing on your character sheet. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to move first, but I wasn't able to do it because I was on that
Oh, right.
that thing.
Yep. The measuring thing.
Now I can move.
Excellent.
So I'm moving my 40-foot move,
Okay.
which is not hindered with difficult terrain because this is my favorite terrain.
Yep.
And I'm going to try to move where I'm going to be within range of these little effers. So now I'm going to go first. Pick range is here. I want to see range for a bow. I think is 120.
For what kind of bow is it? Short bow or long bow?
Longbow.
Yes, 120.
And what's the disadvantage? The regular standard range because I'm not disadvantaged at 120. Is it 60?
No. That's
No.
that's
No, it's
120.
120.
120.
200, I think.
Really?
yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I just have to get within 120, huh?
With a long
Alright.
bow, yeah, that's
Makes a
why
lot of
a
sense.
short bow is 60.
Well, I'm glad I picked the longbow. Okay, let me move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, one is simple and one is martial as well. So some people can't
Longbow here
take
in
the
book
longbow.
says 150-600.
Yeah, that's right. 150, not 120.
All right, so these guys are crouching behind this sled. Am I? They got cover of some kind.
They do.
Okay. Does one of them look like they were already injured, or
Well, one of them's dead.
Well, I
That one's
see
pretty
that.
injured.
That's not injured. That's dead.
One of them, none of them have outward signs of injury.
Anyone look like they're like the leader?
Well, the guy who was blowing the horn is now dead on the snow.
Oh, okay.
That's probably your guy right there.
I'm gonna shoot the next guy next to him. All right. So, one shot. Where's my longbow? Okay. 20.
Hey.
Don't think that's gonna hit.
We can hope, but
They are just goblins. might
They
hit.
are. However, they are under cover, so that does not hit. Nope. Your
Okay.
arrow sticks into the side of the sled.
Okay. I don't think I have any bonus action options here, so I think that's gonna be my turn.
Okay.
All right.
Good go. Good go. That brings up our cleric.
All right. So, so far out to see what's going on. Is that a person behind our big tough guy party member?
Yes,
Okay.
that is our bard.
Okay. I couldn't tell.
Please don't
Alright.
hurt me.
I'm so far away.
Goblin is trying to backstab our paladin.
Far away. Alright, so I need to move if I'm gonna be effective to do anything. So I guess I'm gonna dash or something. So that would be, my move's 30, so that would be 60, right? If I took my whole action?
Correct.
Alright. That's where I'm gonna move. So
You
it's
guys, you guys
daylight.
all have snowshoes on, so that's how you're able
Yeah.
to get your full
Okay.
movement.
I'm using the ruler with the circle. Is that correct?
That's to measure how far it is. If you want to move, you
Okay,
use
so
the
I
little
gotta use the
pointer.
arrow.
Yep.
Alright. Okay. Ow! Damn it. Oh shit. Well, now I don't... Can I leave it there? Why does it go away?
You should be able to just grab it with your left. There you go. Now, see, you're still on the measure. This is 60s right here.
I'm just... Okay. That's my problem, is I'm trying to, like, measure it and then move there.
There is a way to measure it and then like hold down Control Shift, I think, measure it, and then when you release it, it automatically moves to that spot. But I don't know exactly what it is. I'm a little out of practice.
Okay. Alright. So where was 60 again?
Right there.
Alright. So, move there. God damn it. Alright.
There you
Alright,
go.
That's my action. There you go.
Yep. Okay. As you go in the distance, you can see suddenly light bloom upon the large conveyance that these goblins were making their way towards. Light shines now from it, and you can, those of you closest to it, make out the shape of large bears actually being tied to it and are being used to draw this giant sled through the snow.
Oh, excellent.
Joy.
Bears! Yay!
I'm gonna get friendly with them.
Even I do it. I just did the same thing.
They may think that you're one of them.
I doubt I'll think
And
that.
you can't quite make out over the noise of the battle and whatnot, but you see it's a torch being woven, and what appears like something fluttering and starting to move through the air towards you.
Oh, damn it.
The goblins behind the sled, having seen the ferocity of this large Goliath covered in fur, screaming at them with one of their arrows stuck into him, start to rethink their life choices here. They look between him and now this distant light flickering through the air and this waving through the air, and they each need to make a decision. Ugh. Sorry, guys. There's just no fast way to do this in Roll20. Especially when it's making me do that.
So the goblins behind the letter going?
Yeah.
Didn't I go before they went?
You should have. Actually, they're. I'm just seeing how they're gonna react. But yes, go ahead. It is your turn,
Okay.
Windsor.
Just wanted to double check.
You are absolutely correct, and I just need to do this so that when it is their turn, I know what's going on.
Well, I guess I will look at the same one that I insulted before, and I will give him another insult.
Okay.
I will peer around my Goliath friend, and I yell out, "Oh no!
What happened? What did you yell?
Your skull would make a nice beer mug in the taverns."
Well, with the his 2, he fails terribly. He's he's trying to really understand why he's really just where it all went wrong. For 1 point of psychic damage.
And then right before I hide behind my Goliath friend again, be like, "I'm so sorry."
So, yeah, so this biting words that he understands well, and coming from one of his own kin, it hurts, but now he's hurting and confused. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll for your hide bonus action.
Sweet.
All right. Thinking better of it, including the one who now is really just feeling that he has just made all the wrong choices. Three of them bolt. And go to run for it. The other 2 take more shots at our Goliath friend.
Fine.
18 hits for this first attack.
No, I was dodging.
Oh, that's right. Thank you very much. Thank you for reminding me. Oh, but 2 18s in a row.
Damn. Well.
But we'll take the lesser of the 2. So we'll say you took 6 piercing from that as well.
Okay. Ow.
And the second one shoots at you with disadvantage, and his goes wide. But
Flat.
yes, our big burly Goliath now has 2 large goblin arrows. Well, 2 not large is relative, but 2 well placed goblin arrows in him, and he is looking a little worse for wear.
He could take it.
That's what she said.
Damn. Let me just see. Come on, roll 20. Be nice to me here.
It's being a bitch.
All right, so he's actually has to move forward. To there. In order to take his... And they are... He's behind cover now. So, lightning does not strike twice as Filbert's arrow lodges within the cart, and he does not strike true. Yeah, so I think that's it for him. Dadvin.
Okay, if I'm not, I had it. I had the page and then I lost it. So I'm thinking I can actually do a dash and smash into the cart and do a shove action on the cart. Can I not? I had a page open to that and then I accidentally closed it. I think I can.
The shove action is an attack action. It is a special melee attack.
Oh, yeah.
So if you dash, you can't shove as well.
Okay. Okay. Well, I have to heal myself because one more attack, I can't reach them. One more attack kills me. So
I got you, bro. Aren't you next?
Huh?
Aren't you next to me?
I'm not. You're. Looks like you're 30 some odd feet behind me. I don't know exactly
40.
where you are.
40 feet.
Yeah, 40
Okay,
feet.
who's this to my left? I'm sorry. It's just that. It's
That's
so...
Roanoke.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah. I will. I don't want to hurt my compatriot behind. Though I should be moving forward. I'm gonna lay on hands and heal myself for 4, and then dodge. Can I? If I'm not mistaken, I can do that. I'm still dealing with 2 systems in my head.
Lay on hands is an action. So,
So that gets me 4 back.
yep, but then you don't have another action to do the dodge action.
Okay.
So you use your action to lay on hands. You have movement and a bonus action, but I don't think that you really have anything
I don't have
as a bonus action in your build right now.
You can drop prone.
That's true.
Oh,
That'll give you disadvantage on the attacks against you with a ranged weapon.
that's true. Yeah. Screw it. That's a 3 if I'm not mistaken, yes? The dropping prone. Meaning it costs no movement to drop prone. Screw it, I'll drop prone.
I mean, you can move and then drop prone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. So, let's see. Sorry I'm taking time here, folks. Let's see. Arrow. How do I do the measurement on my movement? I can count it out, but I have the arrow selected.
That's to move. The measurement tool is the circle with the ruler in it. Several down from that.
Okay. I mutter an apology to my friend behind me, and I move up to here and drop prone. How can I move up to there and drop prone?
Okay.
And that's it.
Alright. I got a good little marker for prone. Hang on.
I was hiding behind you.
That's why I muttered an apology and moved on.
I was all by myself.
Okay, Albion.
I was all by myself.
Move to there.
Okay.
Actually, yep. And then say in the square there,
Okay.
I mutter a few words, and then all of a sudden it looks like a small wave of snow erupts out of the ground. Minor illusion to make a little snow wall. Hopefully provide us a little bit of cover.
Very nice.
Okay.
And then for my interact, I would like to draw my sling.
Okay. What is your spell DC?
Not very high.
Well, they're goblins. I
believe-
mean, they're not there.
Did it post it?
No.
It does not post our DCs.
It's
That's
on
irritating.
the spell tab at the top.
Yeah, but that's because this is not a wisdom spell, it's a intelligence spell. So let me take a look. So it's -2 then. All right, so it'll be a DC 10.
Okay. Still 50-50 chance, right? But
55% chance.
that's true. Right. Roanoke, a ranger, sitting in the back of the bus.
By choice.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that bush? Everybody move to the back of the bus. Do you want to romp and stomp with us?
I'm gonna try and while I hear that, I'm actually gonna hum that while I'm advancing. And I see these guys that are running away, and I'm gonna try and peg one. Let's see if I can make it from where I am. Oh yeah, I can get this guy. So this guy right here. Oh, I can't do that. This guy. I'm gonna shoot at him.
Which one? This one?
No, this one.
That one. Okay.
All right.
He's got half cover, so +2.
Oh, he's not out in the open?
The guy standing behind the...
No, this guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, way up there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
My bad.
that guy.
I need to
That
zoom
dude.
out more.
Let's shoot that guy. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
So the cold actually had built up on your bowstring. So as you went to go take that, a layer of frost, unbeknownst to you, had formed on your bowstring. So as you went to go release, it kind of had this strange sound, and a shower of little ice particles flew into your face off of your bowstring, causing your arrow to crash into the snow some distance short of hitting the goblin. But your bowstring is intact, because I'm not a big dick.
Just a little one. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Wow.
yeah.
Comments like that'll get your bowstring snapped.
Yeah.
Agree with you. I'm gonna move.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go. Let's see. Oh, I keep doing this. All right. It's not. What am I? I'm on the arrow, and now I'm trying to move my guy, and it's not doing it. Unless that's not my guy.
You're down here.
That's not me.
No, you're over here.
That's me. Okay, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm gonna go right there, and then I'm gonna. Can I? And can I? You said you can drop prone free.
Yes.
I don't think I could have reached that guy anyway, so that's why I missed. All right, I'm gonna extend my turn right there.
Okay. Thea. And that's up to you, Thea. Tara, did you freeze? I'm looking, I'm not seeing you moving.
On my screen, it looks like she's reloading.
Looks like she lost connection.
Yeah, well, she's still in roll 20.
I hope she comes back. My life's on the line here.
See, there is definitely a way to do this, and it's driving me a little nuts. Well, she casts Call of the Dead. Never mind, can't reach. I move, double move. Okay, so she moves up there with her as a dash. So she's in range of you currently. But that is her. So you are lying prone. She is standing behind you. And that is her turn.
Now it's our little friends.
Actually, first. Wow, did not mean to do that. You hear distantly, those of you, Albion and Filbert, can hear the yelling of another higher pitched goblin voice, and it's almost like that sounds like a cracking sound, and the vehicle begins to move forward slowly. All right. Winzira, you've seen Thea kind of rush past you and the big hulking Donovan drop down into the snow, leaving you exposed. What do you do?
Lovely. Well, I guess I'm going to move closer to my prone companion.
Okay.
Get about there. Is the goblin I've been insulting still by the cart, or did he run away?
He's running away. He's tagged
Okay.
here with this little yellow dot, so you can remember him. Right there.
Well, then he's too far, so I will turn my attention to, how do I...
There. I just put blue and green dots on them, so you can say blue or green.
The blue goblin,
Okay.
and I will begin insulting him instead.
All right.
And I will yell out, I'll kick your head around this field after I take it off your neck.
All right. What's your DC?
He saved 13.
Okay.
and
So
then
he's
I
looking
think
at
I
you, cowering behind a man who's now just dropped into the snow, lying down in the snow, and he's feeling good about his chances.
Oh, okay. And then I will look down now at my Goliath friend. And I am going to give him Bardic Inspiration. And I will
Okay.
say, you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Nice.
That's good.
So, Donovan, you are like half the people at Bilbo's birthday party, and you feel inspired by her slightly insulting words.
Does this mean that I mark inspiration on my sheet?
No, it does not. It means that you get a d6 that you can add to certain rolls over the next hour. If you could throw the Bardic Inspiration up in the chat, Zira. And if you
Sure.
can't, I can. There it is. So over the next 10 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Well done. So the bard giveth and the bard taketh away with her cutting words and
Yep.
inspiring words. All right.
I'll blame her.
The goblins will decide to each shoot at one of the ones that have been shooting at them. Okay. So the first shoots at Filbert. Uh-oh. And I believe that hits.
So they saw through my illusion, huh?
Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. Sorry, man. I got a lot of things going on right now. I should have put a token on the board to do that. Let's see. My bad.
It's an intelligence investigation check.
Yep.
Much better. Thank you, baby.
So if the
Yep,
DC
they
was,
see through it.
yeah, they did see through. So, all right. So he does hit with that 17. Ooh, damn.
Oh, that would suck.
So not kind of doing it mostly from memory. Our goblin friend shoots through, and Filbert takes in a rather sensitive, vital area, and takes that shot into the stomach, and doubles over with a oof, hurt, and the goblin getting some payback from the killing of his friend. The other shoots at Thea as she comes running up. But maybe because he's maybe a little bit shaken from that bardic jibe, he misses high and wide, and his arrow goes off. The others... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8... Okay. Filbert. Knowing that illusion's there, he's going to move a little bit to there. And he's going to use his bonus action to attempt to hide. Using that cover. So his 15, I believe, beats the passive perception. So shooting now from a hidden position. He fires back at the goblin who just hit him for 12 points of damage because he gets sneak attack, taking him square in the head, piercing his brain, and with a squeak drops him, and then kind of crumbles down into the snow, hurt. He's also now prone. Disturbingly, there's quite a bit of blood that you all can, the Albion that you can see forming in the snow already. All right, Dodvin, it is your go.
Okay, if I measured this out correctly, I am 15 feet from the corner of the sled.
Correct.
If I stand up, I lose half my movement.
Correct.
And then I move to here.
Correct.
And then I could do a shove on the sleigh to crush that one guy.
You can certainly try.
That's the thought.
Okay.
I can't reach him otherwise. Exactly. Crush your head.
So
Because
go
I
ahead
have
and do.
the
So I want you to make an athletics check.
okay. the powerful build increases my lift, push, or drag, just in case it does anything for me in this situation.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
That's a save, so that's not what you want. You want to click the word athletics.
I hit strength. I apologize.
So it's actually a 22.
Okay.
So let me see. Hang on, I'm just checking something here. Strength times 15. So, the sled itself weighs 300 pounds, and there's 600 pounds of iron ingot on it.
Right.
Your max capacity to lift is 15 times your strength. You have a 20 strength, so 15 times 20 is 3,300.
450. 50 times 20. Yeah.
So you go to start to push and get to move, and your feet kind of grip down into the snow. So you're unable to actually lift it up. Because you're a powerful build, you're able to kind of get a little bit of a budge, but it weighed a lot more than you were expecting. So you don't get that full kind of heroic moment of flipping the sled over on him.
I thought the powerful build, meaning I was a large instead of a medium, would give me that extra boost in push, but I guess I was wrong.
So even if I doubled it, it's still 600, and it's a 9. Yeah, because it's got 600 pounds worth of iron ingot on it, which is why they were struggling so much to push it.
Right. And the bardic inspiration, even at D6, wouldn't get me over that hump. So.
It might. Yeah.
I'll try it.
Okay.
So let's see, because it says I can do it after a D20.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So how do I choose?
Just roll it right.
D6? I'm sorry.
On the left-hand side there, there's a little thing that looks like a D20. If you mouse over that, there you go. You got it. All right, so that's a 27. The DC was 25. So you are able to actually lift enough of it.
Come on, we want to hear the song though. Come on.
I was doing this with the thematic element.
So as you go to lift it, you get enough of a jar on it, and what happens is you go to push, and one of the large heavy ingots, bags of ingots, shifts free off the top. And the little goblin, if you will picture his point of view, he's looking up and he sees this bag of iron ingots start to come over, and it falls and it rolls, landing on top of him. And it does.
Ooch. It do be like that sometimes.
Doing 2 points of damage as these ingots start to fall on him and cracking him, but still hitting him.
Yeah. I tried.
You're picking that back up.
I know, right?
Okay, Albion, you see the large Goliath attempting to herniate himself, flipping the weight of a house. But he does manage. You hear the grunts from a goblin who's struck in the head by these raw iron ingots.
Move here.
Okay.
Cast Goodberry. Give one to Filbert. Tell him it'll stop the bleeding.
Okay. Excellent.
Are they blueberries? Raspberries?
This far north, it would probably have to be
Lingonberry.
blue or strawberries.
I think they're magic, so they can pretty much be whatever you want them to be. Goodberry, I'm just trying to remember, is that in...
Summons
Have to
10
pick up the
berries,
berry.
and then
Yeah.
the other person has to eat it, and they regain 1 hit point per berry.
It's an action. I was just wanting to see if it was an action.
Yeah, it's an action on their part.
Okay, so you gave him 1?
Oh, I have a handful in my hands, however many he wants to take.
Okay.
But I think each one is an action, or is it
Nope.
whatever number you want?
No, he could just pop them.
Yeah.
You can pop a mouthful. But I'll tell you this. He's down 8 hit points.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. All right. Very good. Nicely done. Very, very class appropriate. All right, Roanoke.
Okay, let me just take a look and see how these guys
Stepping away.
running
Bella.
away. Oh, I just realized there's a whole other group north of us. Interesting. Okay. So there's only one guy behind that sled, huh? Anybody hear me?
To be-
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. 1, 2,
I didn't want you to hear me chewing.
6, 7, 8. I'll put myself right there. And then I'm going to strike this dude right here.
He's got a lot of cover on you from there.
Okay.
Okay, just so you know.
Look, if I keep rolling 5s and 6s, I don't think it's going to matter. But
There's-
I'm going to try.
There's something to be said about that.
Let's try this time.
So he's not wearing a shield.
Maybe I'll hit him this time.
Okay, so here's how this works out, right? So his armor class without a shield is 13. He's got 3/4 cover, which is +5. So his armor class is 18. However, you are so good that you actually
said.
you call the shot. So you go to Roanoke. He pulls back, and seeing these ingots, this bag of ingots now kind of cockeyed, leaning over the edge of it, ricochets his arrow off the ingots and drives down, striking the goblin, who thinks he's completely safe from onslaught. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, now this is where I make a mistake.
So in the chat, underneath the 19 there, click on the word longbow.
Okay. That works.
Because of the angle and his unsuspectingness, he looks up to hear the tink just as the arrow comes down and hits him square between the eyes,
Sweet.
finishing his meager and frigid existence.
At least that makes up for the other 2 misses.
All right.
That's me.
Where'd these other guys go?
They're all north.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they've got the bear sleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just thinning their herd before they get to us.
Yep.
Yeah, well.
Well, you did it. Good job. Onward. So, yeah. Anybody hurt?
I mutter in every language I have. Yes.
The big dude with the fur.
Okay. Well, why you guys left me behind? I couldn't even help you if I wanted to. All right, so that's Mr. Man over by the sled, right?
Yep.
See, this is perfect. I don't know your names yet, and yeah, so
I am your steed.
What?
I don't know what he said, but I think it came out.
You're not my steed. This is Thea. I'm not the little one.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that guy.
I know. All girls sound alike. So.
Wow.
Can I
Rethinking the healing.
I've been missing 20. Can I move to him and then I can still cast the spell?
Yep.
Right?
Which spell are you gonna
All right.
cast?
Cure Wounds.
Yep, that's a touch spell. So yes, you'd have to move up to him
Yeah.
to do so. Now, that's an action.
Mhm.
So I only mention all that because, conversely, should you have wanted to use, and I don't know if you have it memorized today, but healing word, which you don't have prepared, it heals slightly less, but it's a bonus action,
Yeah.
and it's from distance.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I know it.
No, you don't.
Hold on.
Not according to your
Yeah.
your sheet. You don't.
Nope.
I
Nope,
just
I didn't.
that was just for your own future thoughts.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh.
so go ahead and click in your actions. Oh, there you go, just like that. So heals for 9 points of damage. 9 hit points
Sweet.
healed.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Joe, why are you back up to 6 there? By the way,
Because I did the lay on hands on myself.
that's right. Thank you very much. I forgot. So Joe touches himself, and it feels so good. He gets 5 points of hit points back. But when a woman does it properly, he gets 9 points of.
Technically, I only
Back.
used 4 because I was down at 2 because I'm saving 1
Oh.
just in case.
I see.
Sounds about right.
I was all by myself.
Okay.
My character doesn't really know anyone's touch, so I appreciate it.
Feel the touch of Lysander.
Yeah. See, it wasn't really a woman. It was the god. God touched.
My time is not today to be judged.
I
That's
have been-
what I mutter to myself after being healed, and then I tip my hat. Thank you.
No. Ah.
All right. It brings up, you hear yelling out, this kind of chittery kind of goblin shrill coming from the top of this cart.
Would I be able to understand it?
Roll perception. Just so, like, let's see how much of it you could hear from where you are. That's a persuasion.
Whoops.
What's your perception modifier? We'll use that dice roll.
It's 0.
Okay, so 10.
I
You're
also
only...
speak Goblin.
Who?
Uh,
Yes, then you roll
Paladin
a
also
perception.
speaks Goblin.
Yep, go ahead and roll a perception as well.
16.
So, when Zero, you only get, like, because of the wind and the distance, only kind of half of these words. Albion, though, being maybe a little bit closer and a little bit more sheltered, you can hear her. You can hear you can make it out. It's a female goblin voice. You can hear her yelling to the goblins rushing back. Hurry up, you stinking maggots! You already lost the bounty. Now don't lose your lives. Get your asses in here. At the same time, you can see she has, you hear a crack of a whip, and she starts yanking on these long reins. Those closest can hear kind of this deep-throated of a polar bear. And they, sorry, oh, no, he does not move that much.
Oh, God.
Yeah, my throat I just leapt into my throat.
You can see it starting to maneuver and turn.
Maneuver.
Well, we got what we want.
Oh snap.
And then this little what you could see, so it's hard to see, but it's some kind of flying bird of some kind. Kind of starts heading back. Okay. That brings up Winzira.
Okay, so I'm just gonna move closer to the cart. And then I'm just gonna hold my action for a... Yeah, let's just keep it out of the vicious mockery if they come closer to us.
Okay.
Like, within 30 feet.
Okay. Very good.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. These goblins, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, kind of getting behind and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one can't quite get in. We'll say that they use their dash. And they climb up on the back of the cart. Filbert uses his action to ingest 8 good berries. He looks over at Albion and, tastes like summer. Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome.
And then he'll stand up, and then 1, 2, 3, start walking towards the cart. All right, Dadvin.
Okay, I will look at my compatriots who healed me and thank them once again as I move to here, and I want to pick up the ore that was and toss it back on the cart, and I want to look at which goblin is the least bloodied, and I want to pick him up and put him on the cart as well.
Okay.
We have bosses to appease, you know. Obviously there are goblins out here. Maybe we've got issues at town, so to speak. So I want proof.
Sure. Yeah, if it takes all of your various actions, bonus actions, interactions, yada yada, and yeah, we can. You can do that. Okay.
Thank
So we'll throw him up on the cart there. Okay. Albion.
Okay. Gonna move towards the party. Make sure I'm select myself. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Tell everyone there's more coming. And we should leave. And then, since I can make kind of a loud noise with it, I would like to cast Minor Illusion.
Okay.
And make it just sound like an ogre is roaring. And I'm looking at the range of this spell. I thought it was fairly decent. Oh, it's only 30 feet. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a cantrip.
Now, a couple of them have a decent range.
Yeah,
I thought this was...
the cantrip
was that? No.
scale, but yeah.
Oh, they're actually turning away from us? Because the polar bears were... The front of that cart was kind of pointed at us.
Originally. Yep.
Well, I still say that to the rest of the party. And then, since that was my move action, I'm not going to cast a spell. I'm going to move another 30 feet, 25 feet. 25 to there. And that's I'm done.
Okay.
Well, I certainly understand not wanting to fight these other creatures, but it seems that they're fleeing, perhaps. But what are we gonna do with this sledge? I mean, our biggest man could barely move it himself.
I want to take a shot at these guys as they leave.
It is against the druid's way to force those poor beasts of burden to do anything.
What poor beasts of burden?
Well, the bears.
I mean, I
How else
suppose-
do you move things?
Maybe the whole bunch of us, if we push this thing, would work.
We have achieved what we wanted to do, which we were hired to do, was retrieve the ore. My suggestion is, I'm this too much in combat. I apologize.
No, you guys are pretty much kind of out of combat if you want to be.
I want to see if I can retrieve any of those arrows that I shot.
Yeah,
If they're still
I
good.
think we.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, but
Um,
have we retrieved the ore? It's still out here in the middle of the snow.
I think we'll be able to move the cart.
Okay.
I think, with, more of us.
I mean, I'm not one for chasing goblins.
TM, I think that if I remember correctly, there's a rule that says half the arrows you shoot, you lose. The other half you can retrieve. Is
yeah,
that
so what you do for retrieving arrows, roll a d6 for each that you shot. On a 4, 5, or 6, you recover.
right? Okay.
Sweet.
So you got 2 of the 3.
Thank you.
Nice.
I'm just
I do
gonna
wanna grab-
I'm gonna play Overwatch while they're inspecting the cart. So if the sled starts coming in our direction, or if I see any other threats, I just want to have my arrow ready. To shoot.
Okay. Yeah, and you
I
guys...
suggest my character. Yes, we. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying that the as you watch kind of this cart lumbers and creaks and the polar bears are, growling and putting up a fuss. And you can hear them not being very happy about the whole thing. But they head off. And within a few minutes are obscured in the darkness, and the blowing snow as they extinguish their light, their torch, and fade into the surrounding landscape.
I suggest we get the horn from that leader goblin. If it dropped on the ground, we also check their pockets for any coin or insignias to tell us more about the party that just ran away.
For sure.
While I suggest that, I go into a prayer for them to they're about to be judged, so I'll say that. And then I'll pull the arrows out of my flesh.
I can use one of those. I grab one.
I have 2 good berries left. Anybody want them?
I
not-
am well.
If not, then I'll just.
They're good. They last for a day,
How long does
so
it
you
last?
can hang
24
on to them.
hours. Yeah. Put them in my pocket.
Awesome.
No complaints about lint later.
Later berries.
Lint bear.
Alright, so who wants to go looking for good stuff on these guys here? Yeah? Shouldn't one of the sneaky people do that?
I'm
I don't
saying
know
a
if you
prayer,
want-
so I'm busy.
I don't know if I'm playing Overwatch. I trust you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll
Invest.
look, see what I find. I'm not expecting all that much, but
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation just for giggles.
I think all the really good stuff is probably on that sled.
yep.
Well, their leader who blew the horn died right here. He might have something good on him. Ooh. Dang.
A
All
20.
right. A natural 20. So, okay.
Nice.
Of course you'd roll a natural 20.
It's a good time.
That's the only
Epic
no
sword of
modifier,
goblin
so
flame.
All right. Hang on just a second. Let me see what you find. Uh, First, they are wearing a variety of crude leathers and furs with varying degrees of tanning. Some of them are smell of decay and rot because they haven't been well tanned at all. However, some of them are somewhat decent and could be salvaged. They all have crude but serviceable snowshoes. They are sized for small creatures. However, they are certainly serviceable and could be salvaged. You look through the area and are able to find a horn carved from, it looks like from a tusk of some kind of creature. It appears to be made of ivy. Did I say ivy or ivory?
yes, you did.
Okay, I meant ivory. Wasn't sure what I
Okay.
said there, actually. No, it's not actually made of ivy. He's no druid.
Oh, that's a cool druid's
Over here
horn.
like,
Yeah,
what?
he is not a druid. No, it is carved of ivory, and appears to have, while not certainly not a masterwork, better than what you would expect a goblin to do, of a kind of scrimshaw carving into the side of it, which appears to look like either a large fish or other kind of large aquatic animal with a horn coming out of its head.
That is a freaky creature.
It's a narwhal swimming in the ocean.
Which is something that's somewhat common in up here. So they probably, if scrimshaw is like one of the industries up in this area, normally, right?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
and you would
so-
know that.
Somebody bought the farm and goblins took their stuff, or the goblins killed them. Don't know yet. Okay. Well, who can carry all? Oh, we have a cart.
Put it
We
on
can
his
put this on
head.
there.
Car. They shot at us with bow. They shot at us with bows as well. Do we not want to take those? Are those salvageable?
Goblin does.
I don't know. I don't know what these things sell for.
I'm gonna check and see if there's any arrows since they had bows. They might have also some arrows. And what kind of bows were they? Were they short bows?
Short bows. Yeah.
Yes.
No, anybody who doesn't have a missile weapon.
So
Shitty quality.
no gold, just the horn, the snowshoes, the bows.
And on the last that you go to search through, you find a cloak pin.
Cloak pin.
Yeah, this thing is made out of iron and is in the shape of two hammers joined by a semicircular haft.
Which dwarven clan is this of?
Yeah.
What's the roll for that?
History?
Is it history? Okay.
Oh, that's the DM. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, you would roll a history to see if you recognize this. And he gets a 20. Of course he does.
Oh.
I I have the good bug.
Yeah, you have the good bug.
Yeah, right.
Well rolled. Well rolled.
You've been roll.
I know
Yeah,
this.
the druid's been rolling something.
I used to live here. You could roll for all of us.
That
You
means my luck will eventually run out.
yeah, you don't recognize the specifics of it, but you do recognize the heads of these two hammers are of a dwarvish design. One is more of a war hammer, and the other is more of a forge, a hammer that you would be used at a forge.
Gotcha.
So they're not identical.
Interesting.
But you don't recall ever specifically knowing, hearing about this particular.
Point that out to everyone. This is probably worth a couple of gold pieces. Assuming.
You also
Or it might belong
find
to the dwarves that
7
that
copper,
quest.
7 copper, and 2 silver amongst their bodies.
We're rich.
All
7
right.
copper and 2 silver.
Who wants to hold the party loot?
Well, we should probably divide some of that up
Sure.
as we go, but
1 copper each now, and we buy drinks for ourselves at the pub when we get back.
sounds good
That
to me.
What?
works for me.
Right?
There we go.
I like that.
1 copper.
First
each, you
round
said?
on the adventuring party.
So you also found
Are
this.
we actually doing that?
Or
Are we
lodging.
doing the percent aside for the party sort of thing?
Sure.
When it's, I mean,
You can play it
No,
by
I mean
ear.
down the line.
Yes, if I
Yeah.
want to hang out with you guys in the future.
I've heard rumors about you guys up here.
hey,
I'm not sure a lot of you would like to be with me either.
it's a good way to stay warm.
It is.
So, Mickey, I finish my prayers to them for, they're going off to be judged. Everyone gets judged. And then I get ready to either push or pull the sleigh, depending on what sort of... Is there a harness? Is there... Like, the dwarves had to be moving this thing somehow. So...
Yeah, so roll an investigation for me.
Oh, my best. Any.
Well, you can see that there were, it looks to be, there was some kind of leather tack that was attached to the front of this that's been chopped through or sawed through, that's no longer there anymore. And it looks like that these goblins were pulling this thing with several ropes tied to the front, and you can see that there was, with the way that the snow was dug in the back, that there were also some pushing it from behind.
Well, I will volunteer to pull or push, depending on what the rest of the party wants to do. I don't think we should all be doing this, though. I think some people should be staying on alert. And we also have to go pick up the body of our dwarven friend, if possible, because I'm sure the dwarves would like to pay last rites to their fallen friend.
Yes, of course. We should
Did we
place them
find-
along.
did we
place-
find one?
Just means following our steps back, which are probably still in the snow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Which we have to do anyway because that's the direction we came from.
Exactly. I just wanted to call our attention to it. So.
Well, I'd say big strong man could pull, and I'd be happy to take up the rear.
It's gonna be a long game.
Damn. Oh.
I think maybe our smaller friends might do best as the lookouts. No offense.
None taken.
I'm
I'll
nope.
be happy to take.
I'm good.
Since I have, I think I would be a detriment actually in this case.
Okay, so 900 pounds requires at 15 pounds per for strength point, 60 points of strength. However, Joe is considered a large, so he actually can carry double. So he actually can move 600 pounds of the 900. So you would actually need to have 20 times 15, 5.
82.
You'll need another total combined of 20 points of strength.
I have
To help.
14.
That's two people basically.
I have 14 strength.
Small creatures, however,
I'm not
Yep.
small.
small creatures can still do it at 15. So a gnome at 10 strength, for example, can still move 150 pounds. So
I have an 8 strength. Like I said, I would be a detriment in this case.
I have 10.
I've got
Eve?
14, so we
Yep.
only
Yeah.
need like.
We just need a couple of points.
yeah, so
Right, so-
so the three of you can move it.
Okay.
So Thea,
Ooh.
Donovan, and Winzira.
What race
What
is
about-
Filbert?
Yeah.
Filbert is a
Halfling.
halfling,
Oh.
but he actually is. We can make him do it. What's his strength? He's
You didn't play, so you get to push the flag.
he's got a 10 strength. Yeah, so like put all of the small creatures out front pulling this thing. There's an image. So you have a halfling, a goblin, and a gnome pulling this thing, and it looks like they're pulling this giant laden with iron ore, but in the back of it you actually have this Goliath pushing from behind, doing the vast majority of the work.
I actually think that none of them are pushing. It's just the Goliath.
Right?
Meanwhile, yes, you've got the two humans oblivious to everything, just kind of skipping along, walking.
Listen, I offered to help, okay? I mean,
I have to get in line for that, so I'm sorry.
I'm on point.
I don't want to presume your strength, okay? So if you feel like you can do it, go right ahead.
All right. So, having searched the bodies, including throwing one of them onto the top of this sled, loading down with raw iron ore ingots, you devise a way to utilize the ropes that they had to be able to pull it, and Donovan getting behind and putting his shoulder to the back of this. You get this sled turned around and begin to head back the way that you had come. And that would be a good spot for us to take a quick break. And those who want to use it can use the restroom and all that good stuff.
I'll be back.
So back at 9:10. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Yep.
Cool. All right. See you in 10.
Link device.
Alrighty.
Hear anything?
So, as you're preparing to do the arduous task of pushing and dragging this back to Brimsander, your Goliath gives a tentative kind of shove with all all of his strength in the back to kind of test the weight of it, and it jumps forward, surprising everyone, nearly running over the poor goblin and the halfling who are standing in front of the sled. As he realizes that it's going to move a lot more easily due to the dragging aspect. In that jump, one of the burlap sacks falls off, spilling out one of the ingots onto the ground. And you see that these aren't as raw as you thought originally. They've actually been shaped into a proximity of like a brick. And you see stamped into it a symbol of a foaming mug inside of a circle.
Insignia of the guys who hired us.
It's so famous that any of you from who are spent any time in 10 Towns recognize that is the mark of the Battlehammer clan.
Okay.
And yes, and thus
Battle hammer.
no, that it is exactly what. So each of those ingots that you pick up and put back on the cart weighs about 2 pounds. So you realize that you also could divide these up amongst everyone else and carry them. But the cart will work. I keep calling it a cart. The sled will function back down the valley.
All right.
Watch where you're pushing that sled.
Sorry, it's lighter than we originally thought.
Well, that's what happens when you actually push it instead of trying to pick it up on your back.
It's because you're pushing it in the direction the skis are going, rather than trying to go across.
Valid point. I'll remember that for next time.
Was that Tom who just said that?
Mm-hmm.
Albion gets inspiration for covering the DM's ass. I got no problem with that.
I will keep that in mind if it ever happens again. So. Yeah, so let's head back. I say, brothers and sisters, let's head back and pick up the dwarf and then head back to town. We've accomplished what we were set out to do, though I worry and I point towards the bear, where the bears retreated with their sleigh, but I worry about them.
Oh yes, I don't feel any need to stay out here in this cold. I would very much rather get back.
Cold is good for your soul.
We killed more than half the goblins. I don't think they'll come after us.
Oh, they probably will, but we'll be in town by then. So
They go to get bigger people to come kill us. So yeah.
Greater numbers.
I'm sure we dealt quite a blow to their plots and schemes.
Out of character, if that was true, this would be the end of the game.
Listen, these are lone goblins. They probably just were like, yes, some more, so they can make their little, I don't know, goblin person. You tell me. What do they like to make? Like little, bows and teeth, earrings or something. Iron will go a long way for that.
Do goblins even have smiths?
We do.
They're just very, very, very small.
They have Joneses. They have Smiths.
We have the society. It's just different, slightly different than the humans I've watched.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's only been that many halfling smiths. Okay, some gnome, of course, and some dwarves, but
Mickey, I take a page out of Andre the Giant's book from Princess Bride, and I say, "Everybody move!" And I start pushing the sleigh.
I thought we were walking and talking
Yeah.
this whole time.
Yeah. But yeah, Donovan kind of lurches forward and now is moving at a brisker pace. So what is the? How are you moving? What's the order?
Can I
or
be on the
talk to me?
sled?
I think everybody should be in slow. Except for Andre.
Excuse me?
You are the
You
brute
got this,
squad.
right?
You have all that carrying capacity, and why should it go to waste?
I am happy to have the bard on the sleigh to continue the trend of carrying her about, and she probably doesn't weigh a lot. So
no, I'll be walking along the side.
I'm walking.
I will have my sling out this time, though, unlike
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah, I'm at the ready. I'm walking, keeping an eye on things.
I
Yeah.
suggest we split on both sides of the sleigh so that there are people behind keeping an eye out, people in front keeping an eye out, because I'm just pushing.
I already said I was taking up the rear.
We heard. We're well aware.
Shake, shake.
More art imitating real life.
Eyes up here.
I keep pretending like I'm gonna smack his butt from behind, but don't. I mean, well, excuse me, wait, on me it would probably be up here though.
So who's kind of leading the way?
I think Roanoke would probably move to take point.
I would hope
It
so.
was Roanoke that was tracking this last time, right?
Exactly. So, as you're doing, it is now full dark. Temperatures don't tend to fluctuate as much as they used to, simply because the sun is very seldom up at all. So it goes from cold just to staying cold. So you don't feel much of that. However, it's full dark. But Roanoke, go ahead and give a survival check.
Survival check in my natural environment, I think, gives me advantage.
Yep, which cancels out the disadvantage for doing so in full dark. So you can roll it normally.
Sounds good. All right, so that is survival.
Yep,
So it's gonna be normal.
exactly. Whereas everyone else in the world,
Oh!
Ouch.
Oh my god, the 19 was right there!
That's, by the way, just so you know, that's the third one I rolled today.
Yahtzee!
I am going to exit this fucking program.
Well, no, you can change the color.
Wait, hold on.
And re-enter.
Wait. Can't I? Is it just for me?
I could give you a bardic inspiration.
You
Not
could
after
have.
the fact.
You can't after the fact, but in future, you can.
Oh yes.
Do
I'm
that.
thinking of something else.
Tara.
Can I use my luck for him, or is it just for me?
Just for you.
Okay.
Now, that being said, it's you or me. So, if say I roll something extremely high against you, or you can actually then use your luck point to have me re-roll it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
That's great for crit.
Well, shit. Yeah?
So, anyway.
Great. He's gonna fucking lead us into black
Hey,
hole.
you don't know that. I'm like,
I know I don't know
yeah,
that.
this is, yeah, I know the way.
Yeah.
It's just over that dune over there.
So Roanoke
Oh, it
confidently
looks like all the other dunes.
moves forward and continues
One more
on
dune.
his way. About an hour and a half into your journey back, you realize that must be normally what would normally be night, as suddenly an aurora, blue ghost flaming like over the horizon, starts to flicker and move, and slowly, like a ribbon moving across the sky, begins to fill. And you realize that it is the time that the Frostmaiden is applying her rime, keeping the sun at bay for another day.
Ah. Are we sure we're going the right way? Shouldn't we have been back by now?
After an hour and a half, no.
It's all north. Everything's north.
I will pray momentarily to the Frost Maiden to help us on our way and not judge us for getting lost here, because I feel like I've been pushing over my own footsteps for some time now.
I have a feeling we're going to wind up going in circles. That's how it works.
I will say that with the illumination in the sky and you seeing now, able to actually make out Kelvin's cairn, that's not where it's supposed to be. You can roll another survival check to see if you can straighten out your bearings.
I
How
look
does
over.
that?
How's about
I look over to the party and
That
wonder if
one-
anybody's got any guidance.
That one, by the way, now that you can see the cairn, go ahead and roll that one at your full advantage for this one
I
brief
think,
I
moment.
wanted
like
to.
yesterday when we were coming out here, when it came into nightfall, we did stop.
Well, you stopped
Granted,
during
it was
the blizzard.
forced on us by the blizzard a little bit.
Yeah, you stopped during the blizzard. That was actually before it was not. It was,
Really?
It's-
Okay.
the sun is only at twilight for
Right.
about 2 hours. The other 22 hours of the day, it is full dark.
Am I rolling or was that the
Okay.
roll?
I wanted to ask. And again, this is multiple systems in my head. How does assisting work in this?
You you can use your action to help someone to do something,
Okay.
if it makes sense.
So like I have survival as well.
Yep. So what you guys could,
from here.
that means you guys could each either roll your own, or you can help him and he would roll at advantage.
What's your bonus?
4.
That's
Oh, that's the same I have.
but
So-
it's your natural environment.
So Tom, it looks like you rolled
But
at
it is my natural environment.
you rolled at disadvantage instead of advantage. So what we'll do is we'll,
I have. I rolled before he made the comment about Kelvin's Kern. So
oh, okay.
How am I doing this? Am I rolling normal or advantage?
No, you had advantage.
Okay. Let's see if I don't foobar this one.
Albion, taking a look around, actually could tell that that you were going wrong.
Oh God! Thank
roll-
you for pointing that out. I didn't realize that ridge over there wasn't a ridge. Jeez, so happy.
Yeah,
it's the angle difference.
as
You're
what
too
you
tall.
thought was a ridge, as suddenly you realize as you seeing a wind shear take part of it off, was nothing but a drift of snow. But with your 24 and natural 20, more importantly, you are able to see that there's a good line that you could take that will allow for the the sled to move at a good pace, unobstructed. And you're
Now,
able.
when we get back to town, oh, I'm sorry.
You're able to proceed for about 4 more hours. You are starting
Before we
to
get back to
feel
town,
fatigue, however. Now you guys can keep pressing on, or but at
How
this point
far-
you've been up for about almost 24 hours. Not quite yet, but getting close.
Yeah, we should
No,
definitely
it's
take a
time to rest.
Time to rest is
Oh.
right.
I do have a question. How far are we from town?
That's
How
what-
many hours?
That's what I was gonna ask.
And second question is, we were supposed to be discreet about their failure to defend their ore and whatnot. So would it not be better to show up in when there are less people on the street than to show up in broad daylight, for lack of a better term?
I mean, all we gotta do is throw a tarp over it.
Well, that's fair. Do you have a tarp?
I'm sure I got one in here somewhere. What's in my explorer's
But-
pack?
Yes, but the question still remains: how far are we approximately? If we're an hour out, I say we push. If we're 5-6 hours out, I say we rest.
Yeah.
Well, I say I rest.
I mean, y'all been resting this whole time.
I've been taking naps on and off throughout this time.
I've been doubling back and putting more weight on that part.
Thank you.
Let me do this to answer your
What
question.
say ye?
I know it's not an exact science from the Ranger, but maybe a ballpark.
Oh my God, you got to be kidding me.
Full moon of Kentucky.
You just dropped out. What happened?
Hang on. Roll 20 pop bounced me out.
All of our modern advances, you would think they would have some of this stuff figured out by now.
All right.
They do. You just got to stop using roll 20 and move to Foundry.
Fair.
Come on, man. Really?
I'm telling you, that's the shit it was pulling on me.
No, I know. I knew it's roll 20. It's not your thing. Believe me, I know. I've got a jar I'm going to be able to take vacations on for every time I've had to scream and yell at roll 20 in the last 6 months. Okay, so basically,
A blurry landscape. I'm
so
sure this is what it actually looks like for us.
yep. So I'm just
Oh,
gonna.
there we go.
Yeah, as you go in.
It's a game of imagination.
So let me do this.
If I remember correctly, our main place was to the southwest of here, wasn't it?
That's where you guys are going to. That's Bryn Shine right there. Okay.
Uh-huh.
The Dwarven Valley
It's that.
It's where?
is right there.
Oh.
This is the
Well.
Cairn right here. You guys
Well, we have to
were.
start with the Dwarven Valley anyway. Is it possible? How long do you think it'll take to get to the Dwarven Valley at least?
No, you're in the Dwarven Valley. That's where you found. Basically, right about
Oh.
there is where you found the.
Cole taking up the rear.
Uh,
I don't know. You tell me.
the sled. You guys have traveled.
Don't have any experience in that.
Bear with me. There's nothing quick and easy about doing this on roll 20. You guys have traveled in 4 hours, about that far.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I say it's nappy time.
Yeah. So we need an order of nappiness.
I want to rest first.
I can take first watch.
How many? There's
Mickey, how long is it going to remain dark? Dark.
22 out of 24 hours.
Okay.
At high noon, from about 11 till 1, you get
That's when the
a
light.
varying degree. At high noon, it's almost up to twilight, almost.
So then the next question for all of us is we should split up the people who can actually see in the darkness with the people who cannot. We can't. It would probably be better to not have a light spell lit if we can avoid it for the time being, because that'll just draw them to us. They're following our tracks anyway, most likely.
So I have dark vision, so I'm fine.
I do not.
who can't see in the dark.
I can't, but I'm drinking milk, so that'll eventually work for me. But not today.
Well, normally I would just call upon Lathander to help with this issue, but I've just been told I can't do that, so...
No, you weren't told I'm making a suggestion.
Yeah, I was just going
To
to
be
say,
clear.
Somebody told you not to call on Lathander? That doesn't sound right. It sounds like fighting words.
Yeah, not coming from me.
Ooh, good sound.
Yeah. Can I and the person who needs the 8 hours go down first? Because even if I get a short rest, I can start pushing again, if I'm not mistaken.
I would like to sleep at the same time, because I also need a solid 8 so that I can pray again.
I will be happy to take early watch. So those of you who need your spells can recharge.
So are you
Halflings can't see in the dark either, correct?
correct?
Low light? No, not even.
So it's only 2 people in the party who have dark vision.
Is either one of those the ranger?
Nope, not yet.
And understand, dark
2
vision
more levels.
means that you see as if it's in dim light. So you're still
Yeah.
you're still at disadvantage for any perception tests and checks.
Yeah, and it's only for 60 feet anyway, so they have to be really close.
Well,
So my vote then is we put the 2 people who cannot see on first watch, because the odds are that they went back, gathered forces, and then started following. Maybe we have enough time, but the following shifts we should definitely have.
well, how about this? How about us party survival types take a few minutes before we take our rest to use this incredible amount of snow to cover a little bit of the tracks there, and then perhaps we could bury at least the backside of our sled with some snow so it blends into the landslide, and then we can just kind of sleep within the sled, almost like an igloo tent type situation.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
I nod my head and say, "Go get some rest. I'll get working on that."
Cool.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a survival for me.
Is anybody up there helping me? Because
I mean, I can if I don't go to bed.
No, somebody who's not going to bed.
I can give you some inspiration.
Oh, I like that. But here's the thing, though. It's in the dark, so am I at disadvantage?
No, I would say.
Because I would already be at advantage then.
You don't have dark vision, right?
Nope.
No, then it is disadvantage, yes.
So her helping me does not give me advantage because it doesn't.
Correct. You can
If it
only
cancels
cancel
out, it
one
cancels
out.
out.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
All right, so I'm just rolling in normal. Thank you for the offer there.
No, but someone casting guidance, you'd still get the D4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, didn't suck.
Did not suck at all.
Purely average.
No. So you think you do a pretty good job of covering up any of your tracks. You do note that the steady wind is doing a pretty good job of disguising a lot of it as well. You guys are able to kind of hollow out a little bit of a depression that you're able to kind of pull yourself down into. In between using that depression and the side of the cart, do a pretty good job of sheltering yourself from the ever-present wind. You bed down, and some of you go to sleep. Those staying up, what are you? Is there anything anybody's doing that?
Roll me over if I snore.
I bury him when he wakes up. He's fully engulfed in snow. I will find myself a perch so I can observe what I would best perceive as the widest angle to see around, and just take like a go into Overwatch.
Okay.
I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping. I'm sleeping.
All right.
Before going to sleep, I will cast Goodberry again. So we have 12 good berries available for anyone that wishes to eat / regain any missing hit points.
Cool.
That was going to come in very useful.
I mumble good man while I pass him.
But that is my second spell, and so I no longer have any first level spells. Just giving you guys a heads up.
As you go to sleep.
Correct.
Oh, the berry.
Are we doing 3 watches?
That was my suggestion, to split up the lack of dark vision, but it's up to you guys.
Well, whoever wants to take the first watch with me, we can divide it up. And we have 6 people, 2 each.
You can get Filbert.
Filbert, come hang.
Okay. So your first watch goes through without any kind of anything of note. Some distant thunder in the background, but other than that, no increase in anything but just more of a blowing snow. And nothing of event happens.
I wake up the next in line.
Okay.
So if I wake now, am I rested?
No. I don't know how long.
Okay.
You need 8 hours.
I'm a human. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I need 8 hours.
However,
Okay.
you can take as long as you're not doing anything strenuous, you can have that break to watch, and still count as your long rest. But you can't be like up doing something, hunting, gathering, and whatnot during it.
Right.
I will take second watch.
I will do third. I have an idea.
Those of you taking second watch, at one point, roll perception.
This is where it all fails.
And this is not a disadvantage, so just regular perception.
Oh,
Okay. Tara, you're taking. I'm sorry. I gotta stop doing that. Thea's doing second watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll perception for me.
Okay. Come on, D20. Perception. Nice. What's that?
When Zira, you're mostly hearing nothing but the wind and howling. But Thea, you're while it's the midst of your prayers to Lathander, maybe because of the sereneness that you are feeling inside, you can clearly hear in the distance the braying of wolves. You listen for about 20 minutes or so, but they don't appear to be getting any closer.
There's some wolves over there, Manzira.
What?
Wolves.
Where?
Well, they sound like they're getting further from us, but should still keep an ear out, be on alert. And our next friends who watch should definitely know of them.
Aye, aye.
You guys take about 3 hours of your watch there. And yep, you don't see anything coming any closer, nothing that actually disturbs the sleep. So you wake
when
up.
I awake, is it possible? I mean, I just did the math. I think if we put everybody on the sleigh and I push, they can still keep getting rest while I push, so we're not stationary. And the person who's on watch is actually guide. I don't know who's guiding. That's why that could be the flaw in this plan. Who is my compatriot on watch at this hour?
But you still need your 8 hours to regain your lay on hands.
Correct.
Yes.
And
right? So
if you were not to do that, you'd also get a level of exhaustion for not
Okay.
taking a full
Yeah.
rest.
Then yes, no. Then I will continue to rest as I'm watching.
Okay.
Well, whatever that terminology is, watching but not writing about it.
So it's Albion and Dodvin on next watch, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you awake, I say, hey, pretty peaceful, I gotta get back to sleep, but there were some wolves. I think they're moving away. Just be on your guard.
From the direction we just came from?
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
So they probably found the goblin corpses and started eating them.
hopefully.
let's hope that's the case.
Yeah, you took a 25, right? Didn't you get something absurd on your perception?
Yeah.
Yes. They were on the trail from behind the direction you came for sure.
Alright, yeah. They're probably like, ooh, free snack.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey, are we actually, because we just came out of that Wharton Valley was like a ravine. We are between two uprises according to where you put the little dot. Are we kind of cornered? Like, is it a good ground to stand on? We've got a front and a back entrance, so to speak, in this little hilly area?
I think you're overestimating how close those two are. It's a big,
Yeah, that's what
wide,
I was
open tundra. Yeah, no. Those are not like
That's
tight, little,
perfect.
narrow. And the Dwarven Valley is a bit of a tighter kind of thing, but it's still very flat and open in the middle. Yeah, the scale on this map,
Well-
if you look, is that's a mile. So basically, from this
It's a
dot
multiple lane highway.
to this dot is a mile. Those two blue dots that I just put on your path. So, yeah, it's quite a ways.
Ah, I see. Okay. Okay. Well, Joy, I suggest the person with the good perception be, if they're following us, be looking behind us. I'm with Albion.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Yeah.
your perception is going to be better than mine?
Well, just both of you go ahead and roll one.
Okay. I can't aid him in this case.
Not for
Advantage?
you can't. How would you aid him in listening?
That's why I was asking.
Yeah. No. If it makes sense and you can tell me, then sure. But in this case, no. You're just both listening.
I'm whistling.
Well, your head's higher up, so you're getting a lot more of the wind playing in your ears, where Albion's low to the ground. And neither of you listening for the wolves or any other type of creatures or animals, you don't hear anything. And you're getting more, just a sense of the wind across the tundra. And nothing does intrude upon the remaining hours of your rest.
Cool.
So you know that it's been a few hours. You've all gotten, with the exception of Filbert, gotten pretty adept at trying to keep time without the sun. So you know that it would be now what would be the equivalent of maybe a mid-morning ish.
I awaken and I immediately start my salutations to the sun and prancing around and praying to the Lysander.
I do my prayers, which at this point are less complicated than I suspected hers.
One would hope.
Even
Yeah.
though I cannot see your light, I know the sun is still there. Oh, Lysander.
Wow.
I'm trying to sleep. Quiet.
That's fantastic.
Oh, you should wake up! You want to start a single day with a nice exercise and a prayer to be alive.
You sound like Ethel Merman all of a sudden.
I want my prayers.
There's no business like show business.
Did you say snow business? Ooh.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I think.
Yeah, I was thinking sun business, but you know.
I'm fishing for inspiration.
Instead, you got a hammerhead.
You got a ghost shark. Snow shark, I mean. Okay, so I suggest as I start getting ready to push the sleigh some more, that someone should also be keeping an eye out in front of us, because they know how fast we can move with this. Approximately, they might have gotten in front of us.
I think you're paranoid.
Goblins don't.
Does it hurt to be paranoid?
It's too much work.
It's just fine.
I don't think it's my time
We're
to be
almost
judged.
there. It'll be fine. Let's just get going. Stop being such a worrywart. We've covered our tracks.
Young lady, would you take your seat so I can start pushing?
I'm not sitting.
No, I was talking to Winzera.
Oh.
You guys get a push going. Let's just to see how long it takes to make your way back. Go ahead and give a survival check to see what time you guys get
Whoa,
back.
before you roll.
Ugh.
Well, actually, I was gonna say to your
No, I don't want that.
ranger, who's the one who's leading you.
Oh, sorry.
Is it light out again or no?
No,
Oh shit! All right, so normal.
just straight up.
Can you fix the tale of not getting lost?
Wait, before you roll, let me give
Just
you some
carry-
inspiration.
Just carry the cart. We all stay in your lane. Inspiration. What does that give me? Advantage.
D6.
It's D6.
D6. All right. Well, I'll roll the D6 after I roll the survival.
You can choose to choose. Yeah, after you see your roll, then you can choose if you want to use it or not.
I don't think I need it.
I don't think you do either.
I mean, you could.
Have
It's
Siren
go-
Kick
it's
going on.
gone in 10
That's
minutes
right.
anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
yeah. Go ahead and roll it. Let's just see. Roll your
Yeah,
D6.
nat 20.
Oh, sweet.
All right, so 27.
It is definitely that way.
So that's for every 5 you get. Take off. So that's 5.
Hey, on my map, that 3 covers up our destination. It's perfect.
So, your ranger, making up maybe for the fact that he got a little bit turned around yesterday,
I knew exactly what.
uses the very familiar
Never ignored.
sites of certain marks and landmarks to take you at the very most direct route to the eastway. And from there, you're able to use the somewhat cleared and straight of the roadway to make excellent time. And as such, as the twilight of high noon begins to approach, you time it excellently so that as the walls of Bryn Shander are visible, the gates, as you first can start to see them in this growing murky light that passes for noon, you see the gates swing open in the distance as you approach. Because as you know, they are only open for 2 hours a day. So you are lucky. Your ranger has led you back to Bryn Shander rather, at the time that the gates are open.
If we didn't have
Well
any,
done.
if we didn't have any tarps in our explorer packs or whatever packs or etc., I would say that we had thrown our tent-like things over the cart, especially because we have
Blankets?
dead. Yeah, we had dead bodies in there too, because we've got the dwarf and the goblin in there. So
Neither one of which weighs much.
I'm not talking about it weighing much. I'm talking about rolling up into town with dead corpses in a cart full of fucking iron ingots.
Yeah, I think
What,
that
we
was
didn't strap the
definitely
goblin to the
fixing
front
it.
like a dumpster truck? Like the little dead goblin in the front as we push it? Like the sanitation workers do with dolls?
Not everybody lives in Manhattan, dude.
I am joking, of course, to my bardic friend. I am not actually suggesting we do that to the dead goblin.
I know we didn't roleplay that, but we did discuss stopping to pick up the dwarf back along the way. We did still accomplish that, right?
Yeah. We'll say
Okay.
that because you guys did talk about doing that, so.
Splendid. Road again. Just can't wait to
on the road
go
again.
snow
So,
again.
as you approach, you guys approach the east gate, coming down the east way.
Ah,
Okay.
Weren't we going to the red circle?
Is
Is that where we stayed?
That's the tavern that you all met at, yes.
What red circle? I only see purple and green.
You're not looking up
Above.
high enough.
Oh, there we go.
By the other gate.
Yep.
Now, you do know. You also did approach the Black Iron Blades, which was the green circle.
That was the smithy.
Correct.
Was that the purple?
And I can't remember, and somehow lost my notes. Somebody, I think my child turned my laptop off.
They offered to pay us in rubies, and let's see.
Where were we supposed to meet them, though? At the tavern?
I think the tavern. We never actually talked about a specific where we're going to meet them location, but they wanted us to be discreet to
Yeah.
avoid the embarrassment of how they lost all this stuff. I don't know how we're supposed to be discreet pushing this thing into town.
Well, how about this? We could just go into town, and then we'll just hook a right down one of these alleyways right off the town entrance, and then somebody from our party can go to the tavern and see if they're there, right? I'd be like, "Yo, we got your stuff."
If we've got a top over the top, I think we can push it, honestly. But
What?
I'm fine with whatever the party wants.
I'm just saying that way we're not lugging this cart all through town with all the cutthroats and, purse thieves and stuff. So, if we're all just sitting on the cart waiting, might be a little better to send someone off than lugging the whole thing like, "Hey, we got stuff here."
People don't like me here.
So stay with me. We will be fine.
Why don't they like you here?
Don't you remember the greeting she got last time?
It's not like that all over the 10 towns, but okay.
True.
It
And I
didn't.
personally think
It didn't used to be.
Yeah.
It's been a hard 2 years.
Yeah.
As long as we get beyond the gates before we send someone away.
That's what I'm saying. We go right in. I don't know how to. Hold on. How do I click on this?
Move that 3.
So where you can
Please.
see me?
Click and hold it.
So, yeah. So just come over here, right? Just hide up,
Done.
in this alley thing, right? And just park right there. Or if
Well,
we can't get through,
Got it.
or if we can't get through the wagon there, then we'll just park right here.
as
and
you're
then-
approaching the gate, you see that there are two very heavily furred and dressed to the against the cold, but what you recognize as with the sashes of the militia, standing in the middle of the road with large barb-headed spears.
Awesome. The greeting party. I'm sure they're gonna want some kind of kickback.
Yeah. Who's going to talk to them? It's either me or the bard, or if one of you is not volunteering.
Yeah.
No, it's me.
It can't be the bard? Well,
The
Let's
only
see.
reason I say not the bard is they're dwarves.
well, I'm reasonably charismatic. Maybe the bard. Maybe what's your name again? The bard. I can't see.
Winzira?
Winzira, come along. Join me.
Okay.
I think your winning personality will shine through any prejudice here.
I do have a great personality.
I think we're gonna put that to the test.
I wish you luck. And as a player, I say I apologize. I didn't mean to sound like I was mixing the bard being involved. I'm just going off the last time.
So I am going to play up whatever Zira does to try to help her with her whatever persuasion or influence rolls that she makes.
Oh, wait. Before you go, hold on. I cast guidance. Pew!
Nice.
So
Okay.
hold on.
So if there's any negativism, DM, I will paint her in again the most positive picture I can.
Okay.
Okay, I
So
clicked.
no, there's nothing to click. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
So Thea walks up and places her hand on top of Winzira's head and muttering a prayer to Lathander.
May Lathander guide you and keep you in his light.
There you go. So you
Thank
have you have guidance on your next check. Okay. So stepping up, the guards have been kind of watching you as you come up. You don't see much of them. You know, the fur inside their hoods kind of sticks out well forward. Their faces are obscured, but their sash of the militia is clear across their chest. What's your business in Brinshander?
We're here to make a delivery to the Black Hammers.
Hmm. And where were you last? Where you coming from?
The Dwarven Fields.
The Dwarven Fields.
Yes, we were just there to pick up some stuff for the Black Hammers.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
The other one kind of eyes you a little bit suspiciously and moves forward, and he says, "Have you displeased the Frostmaiden? Answer true."
Not today.
You mean you have other than that?
We've
Not that I'm
never.
aware of.
I don't know.
No,
Go ahead.
the answer is no.
Can I roll a perception check from back where I am to see how things are going?
Wait, give us more time. Give us more time. We could screw this up even worse.
Well, do you have the other one who just kind of come up and goes, ask him, hey Clump, ask him if they got lodgings. That's the other one we're supposed. He goes, oh shit, I know. Now, do you have lodgings already secured? Where are you going to be staying?
We will be staying at the.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Did nobody write it down?
Oh, I have
I
it
can't-
somewhere. Hold on.
She's looking. Give her time.
Pulling out her notebook. I wrote this down. We reserved it for a week.
The inn. Yeah, that inn. Right. Yeah.
I called attention to it.
Come on. Failures are so much more interesting than successes.
Yes, I have the name, but I'm not gonna say it because I'm not there.
Does she know? Wait, do you know? 10?
I can't find my notebook. Where's my notebook?
Oh no.
Okay. I look back at the group and I say, what was the name of the place where we're staying again?
Do we hear that,
Mm-hmm.
DM?
Yeah, of course.
Northlook Tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
there.
the walking carpet said.
The Northlook, you say? Well,
Yes.
then why don't you be so kind as to let me know what special thing sings to you at the Northlook?
Our friend.
No,
What was that? All I heard was like a piercing sound there. What was that?
Yeah.
Somebody yelled out something.
Yeah, I don't know what yours going on when you do that, but your audio completely cuts out when you do that. So I don't know what you're saying.
The art on the walls.
The art on the walls.
Card.
It was also that bard who was sitting there singing tales when we first entered.
Oh my god, this is getting out of hand here.
So one of you was talking to her about the songs that she was singing.
Wow. Okay.
I haven't. I'm trying to read my notes.
I'm just gonna come up and I'm gonna be like, all right. We have a reservation. We've been staying there. We've already reserved for another week.
It's cold out here, damn it! Let us in.
It's cold out here. I am from 10 Towns myself. I have been staying here for a while. Come on, you know me.
All right. Roll the three of you. Roll persuasion at disadvantage for not knowing the most famous thing about the Northbrook that anyone should know.
Shit.
We were supposed to remember? Can't we just roll like a history check?
No.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I guess the honeymoon's over.
This is what I get for cleaning up. Never clean, guys.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know, and this is what I get for having kids because I had it all written down on Notepad and they shut my computer down, and of course didn't save.
I mean, it was.
What am I rolling? What am I rolling here on disadvantage?
But
What is it? What am I rolling? Influence? What is it? Persuasion?
Persuasion.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's roll that persuasion. Oh man, what do I go? I got a 3 or a 7.
You just
Take
keep
your
going,
pick.
"Yeah."
Actually, you got a 4 or an 8 when you add into it, but
That's
yeah.
okay. It still sucks.
That's okay. Winzira. Yeah. The artwork, you're right. There is the artwork there, but it's hard to believe that you don't remember old Bitey singing to you on the wall. Not many places have a fish that sings to you. But
I mean, I've seen it.
I'll let you in
One.
if you would be kind enough to touch this, each of you, barehanded before you go in. And he pulls out a little silver. It's a silver medallion that he holds out.
I touch it.
Okay?
Yeah.
what? Is there anything on the medallion?
It's silver. It is a silver disc.
I'll touch it.
No
Okay.
problem. I take off my
Touch it.
gloves and I touch it.
I will touch it.
Filbert touches it as well. All right, then.
And while I'm touching it, I'm like, listen, I'm from Dugan's Hole. I mean, I've seen lots of fish in my day.
Yeah. That is true if you're from Dugan's. Fish and assholes. That's what they got in Dugan's.
Pretty much. And lots of,
They're all out of fish.
lots of xenophobia. So I found the scrimshaw on the walls to be the striking thing. Me personally, not to say that old Bitey wasn't something to behold, but that's what stuck out to me.
So they wave you through. As you guys hit the streets.
Wait, while they're waving me through, I say, thank you for doing all you do for the town. Keep up the good work. May the Santa bless you.
As you guys see, as you say that, actually, you hear the shuffling and realize that on the walls, looking down on you the whole time, between the outer and the inner wall, there's a walkway, and there were 2 more militiamen up there, both with crossbows, watching this whole exchange.
Yeah.
They wave to you.
The thunder's blessing.
May
Okay.
you be judged well, I say, as I continue to push the sleigh.
So as you guys enter in, there's a little bit of traffic and bustle going on the street, but as usual, it's pretty sparse. But there are people here and there. Some movement, a little bit more than when you left, as this being that 2 hours a day where the light is as bright as it's ever going to get.
So we are in agreement that we should leave the sledge here and not try lugging it all over town, trying to remember where we were supposed to meet them. Correct?
Sounds
You
pretty.
tell me. I'm fine with whatever.
Filbert, being from out of the only one not from 10 Towns, chimes in and says, well, weren't we supposed to be bringing it back to the Smitty? They're the ones who lost it.
Yeah, that's right.
Indeed. Well, there is a somewhat direct route to the center of town.
So
Although,
roll a perception test check for me. Anyone. Literally anyone.
okay. Oh wait, I rolled that at a disadvantage. Shit.
That's all right. I'll just take the first.
Alright. 14.
So looking around, you see a lot of different types of conveyances. Most of them have, instead of wheels, have sled runs on them. But your cart, with being pushed by a Goliath, does not seem to be that big of a. Doesn't stand out really. Here and there, you see an occasional dog sled go by. You see some similar type of sleighs being pulled by a single person or pushed by a single person, though they're a bit smaller. The people are smaller than your Goliath, so it doesn't look that out of character for the streets of Bryn Shander.
Is anybody looking at us longingly, jealous of the fact that we have a Goliath pulling our sled? Where do I get one of those?
To be honest with you, most people's heads are down. There's not a whole lot of eye contact from anybody. Even though it is brighter now, it's still deathly cold. The wind is still howling. Most people are moving quickly from place to place.
With this bit of information, it might make sense for us to push on and just
Yeah.
bring the sleigh to the smithy
Yeah.
and look for Gorn, Gorn, the female who we were dealing with when we get there. Maybe I got the name wrong, but I thought it was something like that.
Sounds good. I still say just keep aware.
I'm not leaving the sled.
Onward.
Onward.
All right. Well, let's just say for the sake of brevity, you guys are able to make your way through the streets, sticking to mostly the main thoroughfare, which takes you into the central open square within Bryn Shander, and you're able to get your bearings pretty quickly and find your way to.
Was it the purple or the green?
You head right there.
I'll stay with the cart. Not that it's going anywhere without me.
True.
All right, so you guys push up in front of a building. You can actually hear the sound of things going on inside. You can actually see the light coming through shuttered windows, and in front there is a sign with a blacksmith with two black blades crossing in front of an anvil, and you note this to be Black Iron Blades, the shop that you had visited earlier. As you push the door open, you see the familiar sights inside of the outfitting shop. However, you hear a metallic crash and sound of something being thrown against the wall. Who's going in? Just you? Tara?
Just two.
Well, Tara's raising her hand, so that's the only person I can see
All right. Well,
responding.
I'm not gonna let her go in alone. I mean,
Okay.
uh,
Who's going in?
the Goliath is gonna stay with the cart.
Yeah.
That should be deterrent enough.
Yep.
We'll go in.
I will stay with the cart.
Filbert will go in. Just trying to see.
I will
Okay.
also go inside then.
And
So
Phil-
three inside.
Filbert goes in. Yeah. So. So those of you who don't speak dwarf, you hear dwarf shouting in his native tongue.
I speak dwarf.
I
Yeah.
speak dwarf.
And so does
I speak
Filbert.
dwarf.
So, those of you who do speak dwarf, you hear dwarf yelling, and if I hear one son and carrying, blitching about a blackborn braid, I'm going to scream. In the back, you hear also a female voice, though harsh. You're already screaming, so take it outside. One of us is trying to balance these bloody books. You hear a few more choice dwarvish profanities being exclaimed from the back, and something wooden being hurled against a wall. And a moment later, you see a Shriel dwarf that you recognize as Gurn. His ginger beard and angry eyes coming around the corner. He sees you and goes to grab up his coat and put it back on. He says, "Oh, welcome, honored customers. Oh, have you come for a black iron blade? Best smith work in the Dale, they say. Oh, wait. I know you, don't I?
Yes, we were just here.
Yes. So how did those shoes, right? Snowshoes? I believe you got. How did those work for you?
They worked out fabulously, wonderfully, better than expected.
Oh, good. You're not looking for no refund, are you? I don't buy them back.
No, I think I'm quite attached to them now.
Well, excellent. Well, I can see that you're still wearing them on your feet even in my shop.
What was the female dwarf's name again? I can't remember.
Which one? The one who gave you the job?
Yeah. Curse my children, I took such excellent notes!
It was Haruna.
Is, you've seen Haruna around anytime recently?
I haven't seen her, no. In fact, I've been expecting to see her. She was supposed to be delivering my shipment of iron. She's a little bit late, though. Why do you ask?
Oh, well, she was asking about the whereabouts of a friend of hers, and we went looking for him, so we thought we'd let her know the sad news.
Sad news, you say?
Yes, indeed. But I suppose we could look at the tavern and see if she's there. Sometimes when people are late on deliveries, that's where they end up, nay?
Well, she could be. All I know is she better be finding my iron.
Indeed. Do you need me to roll a deception check or anything on this?
Roll an insight, actually.
Okay.
So go, yeah. So basically, when you get these guys, say them out loud because we are recording these, so
20.
it's helpful to hear them out loud. Yeah. So no, with a 20, he's giving you the side eye, and you get a strong sense, and he knows damn well that what happened, and that he's expecting Runa to find his shit and get it back to him. And he's like looking at you like, and
Be discreet!
Thank you for remembering that word.
I don't know what they need us to be discreet for. This guy, the dude on the street. I don't know. I'm just trying to uphold my end of the bargain.
so do you say that to him?
No.
Oh, okay.
What? I tell you what. Since you were so kind in supplying us with these wonderful snowshoes, I will do you a favor. We will go and find her and figure out where your silver is.
Iron.
Iron. Yes.
Well, Mike, I have the utmost confidence in your lass, then, that you'll find me iron.
Listen, I'm not a smith. I don't know. The metal things that you bang into other things.
Alrighty.
Anybody else gonna say anything?
You're doing just fine.
While they're inside, is anything suspicious happening outside? Because I am looking at who's eyeing us. Like, I'm protecting the cart. I'm making. Nobody knows what's in it, but it's a sleigh of stuff. So I want to make sure.
Yeah, there's very few people on the street.
Awesome.
Go ahead and roll perception as you're looking around.
As we're waiting, I would like to take off my snowshoes.
Okay.
Not the worst.
No, Devin, you're kind of, watching people leaning against the this cart stacked up with these burlap wrapped bags. Yeah. And kind of just looking down at everybody as the few people who walk by. You're not really hiding your scrutiny of everything, so people kind of see that and they walk to the other side of the street or whatnot.
I will say good day as they walk past. Good day. Good day.
But for the most part, you don't see anyone making eye contact with anyone else. Heads are down. People are moving very, very quickly. You do note that the lack of anyone giving any kind of greeting at all to each other as they move past each other. But you don't notice anybody kind of giving you any more attention than anyone else.
Okay. I'll just continue to wait. I mean, there are things I'd love to do, but my character wouldn't be able to do them. So.
Anything for the guys in the shop? Want to do anything? Say anything before?
Nah, I'll just screw it up.
Bring in the mariachi band.
Yeah, we'll be back with your stuff.
Am I missing something? Are we bleeding for this the dwarf? I mean, I'm kind of lost with all the awkwardness. What we were supposed to do.
We're supposed to give it to the chick, and she said to be discreet. Well, it's for this dude, but she didn't say we could just give it to this dude. So,
Where is
like,
he? Where is he? I ask.
I don't know. I'm gonna assume at the bar.
Go to the bar then.
Yep. Let's
Where-
go to the bar.
Where did dwarves hang out? The smith and the bar, right? You know.
No.
Brothel.
And the
All right. Go to the bar. What's her name?
Rona.
Garn.
Rarna.
Rarna? Is that what her name is? Rarna?
Runa.
Yes.
Haruna.
Haruna?
It's Corona. We're named her Rona.
My Sharona.
All right. I go to the bar and ask for her.
Well, we're all gonna head that way. It's a trek.
All right, so you head down towards the north gate, pushing the cart away from where you need to bring the iron down till you find yourself in front of the North Look.
You're getting in your workout.
My cardio day. and I pointedly say to the party, I'll wait here with this.
Yeah. Oh, I'll bring you a drink. Don't worry.
Ah, thank you, fair maiden.
Well, as you enter through the doors, it's almost again night and day as you spill into a large open room that is actually filled with good cheer and, better yet to you, a sense of warmth and heat that you feel immediately upon entering in. This time of day, the inn is very full of customers. Many of them seem to be slugging down ales, and you see hot food being eaten everywhere. Several of you recognize the scent of reindeer steaks. And in the area behind the kitchen, it is bustling with all kinds of activity, pots and pans and sizzling of cooking. You guys can see even from the front door as you're walking in. As you're wading in and starting to look around for your contact, roll a perception and let's see if what you see.
Everybody?
Those of you who are inside.
Sweet, nice roll.
I got a 20.
She did. Dodvin, I thought you were still outside.
I am still outside. I haven't rolled.
Oh, that's from before. Excuse me. Sorry. I was going to say, that's almost the same. You see the same thing you saw before, further down the street. It's amazing.
No, I'm outside guarding the cart, which no one can move.
Yeah.
There's the snow.
So, Thea, as you kind of start working your way through, you hear a bit of verse being sung. And realize, you look up and you see a stuffed fish on the wall singing. And you're like, oh, old Bitey, that's what he meant.
Slap at the fish.
Is this like Joe to Mickey? Is this one of those like mechanical fishes that leans out from the wall
That's
and
what I'm imagining. Is like
That's what I'm imagining. Yeah.
The McDonald's fish.
No, the
That-
big Billy Bass or whatever. Like,
There you go. There you
It
go.
is.
A horrible abomination of magic.
It's what I'm seeing in my head anyway.
That's me.
Me too, but it's still a horrible abomination of magic.
It is. And hang on,
Agreed.
I'm sure that I have a hand up.
Probably Magic Mouth.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
No.
And it's
I
probably
mean,
singing Ice Baby. So,
they had something like that that was making fun of that path in Wakfu. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that anime, but
ooh, no, I don't even know.
it's fucking hilarious.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What the hell?
It's even weirder, but I bet you it does the same fucking thing.
so
Like,
as you're reading, you see all of a sudden it starts to move its head around back and forth, and you hear it say, "There's a place I like to go, far up the river's flow. Where it is, I don't know. Must be under all that snow." And as you do, the whole bar hears him saying that, and you hear a whole chorus of cheers and yells as he sings. So you slow that round, and everybody clinks and drinks the remainder of their drink down.
Oh. It's a drinking game when he gets to a certain verse.
Indeed.
Those of you who have, you all know that we're in there. That's these are the only words that he knows. He sings, and randomly throughout the day, he will just burst into song and sing those verses.
All right. I head to the bar. Is the
Actually, with your 20, you move back towards the back corner, in the general area where you were the last time, and you see the three dwarves in question.
excellent?
You've noticed her by the big cloud of pipe smoke, as she's continually puffing away at the pipe that she was when you first met her.
Like, as like ridiculously awkwardly obvious, but trying to be smooth, like making hand signals that she has no idea what I'm talking about.
Lass, are you okay, lass? Well, Jesus. Make a girl choke on her own pipe. Jesus, come over before you hurt yourself. God, that looked painful. So you're back with all your limbs and all your toes, huh?
Yes, we made it back, and we solved your problem.
Did you now?
Yes.
I don't see 600 pounds of iron ore on your person.
Well, we have it. It's out.
Nearby.
Oh, yeah, discreet, eh? Wink, wink. And you see one of the dwarfs go to tap his nose, and clearly had forgotten that he lost it, and he looks around to make sure nobody noticed it, and kind of.
I lean in when
Casualty
he does
of
that.
frostbite right there.
I pull my ear.
He just sits there and eyes down, starts stroking his beard. Well, then let's go and see this. Let's get it delivered.
Yes. Dodvin's right outside.
They go to stand up, and you can see that they're getting on their hot, cold weather gear. It takes a few minutes as they're moving towards the door.
As we're just about to go out the door, I grab her arm though and go, "Prepare yourself for the sight of your friend, though."
Oh, yes. Oh,
I'm sorry we couldn't save him.
well, they follow you out.
I'm just leaning against the cart looking at the door like this.
big scary man.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just still sitting on the cart.
Yeah,
Sled.
Led singing a little tune behind me. I love it.
Looking at my loot.
Yeah, and certainly from you look more like a bundled up child than actually anything else with your weathers and not necessarily like a goblin. So it's not even noticeable to them at first. She immediately walks up to the cart, pulls it out, and checks one of the ingots, seeing the frothing mug logo stamped into them.
All there.
Well done indeed. Well, I'll tell you this: we'll take it over to the smithy. We'll be right as rain with them. All things. I had to come clean and let them know about the misfortune and about.
Oh, and here the whole time we were being discreet. Now he's gonna think I'm a jerk.
Well, while I appreciate the sentiment, I meant discreet around town, lass. Not with me cousin, my employer.
No one knows what's in the cart. We've got tarp over the top, as you can see.
That's grand. It is well done.
Totally
Is
the
it
Pulp
still the
Fiction
3 of them?
Yes.
So, your cousin, your employer,
Gurn, yeah.
does he have a dead goblin storage facility?
Come again?
Because it was you. Well, you guys threw the goblin in there with the dwarf. I don't know why, but
I
Yeah.
will say at this point, I lean in and I lean low and I'm like, I get that you think it's Yetis, but maybe it was polar bears. But
It
anyway, we brought the people who were trying to steal your gold back for you, plus your fallen comrade because they deserve last rites.
Gold? There's gold in here?
I didn't say gold.
Oh,
So I go over
Bloody hell,
and I
good.
hug.
because
said
cousin or
gold,
not,
not
if that's
gold.
all full of gold, he can go to the fucking four hells for all I care.
We wouldn't have brought it back if it was full of that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, yeah.
as she's saying that, I run up to her and I give her a hug.
See that? Thanks.
No, thank you.
I believe we have abided by the terms of your contract, so payment for services rendered.
That's fair. Take this back. And she pushes Windsor off and reaches in and hands out to I'll say she
I will
gives
put
it
out
she
my
hands
big
out
maw.
actually she hands it to she purposely hands it to Thea, who she's been dealing with, and not the strange giant man who doesn't know a yeti from a polar bear, and hands it over. And I'll tell you this, I'll put in a good word with you with Gerd and Elzira, and I'm sure that they'll be taking good care of you.
Oh, thank you kindly. I'm glad that we were able to help each other out. And again, if you need, I know not who you follow specifically, but if you need anyone to do the last rites for your poor fallen comrade, I would be happy to as well.
Well, that's very kind of you.
I do have a question about these goblins, though. If you could answer it for us. Who were they? Do you have any idea why there was goblins up there trying to walk off with this? And I just kind of point without saying it.
Because that's what goblins do? Yeah, it's a bloody hell no.
Is this where I would do an insight on their response?
Yep. Well, what you would do is you would say, "Do I believe her?"
Right. Okay. Thank you. Mechanics. I'm trying to get good at that here in this.
Yeah, it's not so much.
So-
It's not like a button in a video game. It's more like, "Do I believe her? Do I think she's telling the truth?" That type of thing, and then I'll tell you what to do, what to
I will
roll,
get
when to
better at
roll.
this language. I'm looking.
No, no, no.
for
That's
why
dude.
I
That's
play
a
this way.
that's people do it constantly.
So I rolled a 16 on my insight.
Yeah. So you're looking at her as she says that, and you get a sense that she's she has no idea. It's news to her. It clearly is news to her about goblins. She didn't see any goblins when they were up there. They were fleeing from the Yeti that you're confusing with a polar bear.
It was a believable scenario based on what we saw up there. So
Yeah, and you're from around. You know that there are tribes of goblins that inhabit parts of the Dale.
yeah. Cool. Well, I step away from the cart of the sleigh, I should say, and I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to push this anymore.
Well, no, we
And-
have to push it back to the smithy.
No, you don't. We got that. We got that.
Okay, all right.
I think you can handle it. Big guy's
fine.
good for it.
He's gotten really good at it.
Oh, you know what? I think Dodman deserves a break.
I think
Thank
he
you.
would be
I would
lost
like a
without it.
beverage. I take off my snowshoes and I want to go get a drink.
Yeah.
There you go. All
Well,
right.
Rona, I appreciate your patronage, and I'm glad we were able to mutually assist each other. Please think of us again, I guess, if there is an us. But I suppose that's something that'll be discussed this evening.
So they head off, and you guys head back into and get a
Wait, the three of them
well-deserved
are
drink.
Able to push the darn cart. Darn sleigh.
Dwarves are pretty stout.
Yeah, those
Damn.
those three dwarves are able to. Yes.
I'm glad they can.
It's also a little bit easier on the packed snow and ice of the roads. Within town, it's a lot easier.
Whoever got the coin purse, I look at them, I lean down, and I'm like, did we get the proper payment?
Well, Dwarves Nest would consider it rude sometimes if we did that, but yeah, I'll go ahead and look.
All right, so you guys see that when you look inside, there are indeed 6 bloodstones inside, each worth 50 gold.
Sweet.
I'm gonna close it up really fast and be like, we should go get a drink and do this not in the middle of the street,
Like under the table.
like in a room.
Well, I already had you at the table, so you guys go inside. You find now a table that you had before, the same one, which is now kind of in one side of the tavern, and drinks are sent over for you, and you get a nod from the proprietor, who each of you know is a retired adventurer himself, named Scramsax. And he kind of calls over from as the serving person puts them in front of you. He goes, "To a job well done. Those are on me. Well done."
You're far too kind.
Thank you, Scramsack.
I'll raise my glass.
And with that, if I can, please, Joe. With that, you each are now at level 2.
What? Really?
I
So-
gave Scrimstax a big hug as a thank you.
I would like to ask my fellow party members. Have any of you heard of what happens when you insult the Frostmaiden?
No.
Because
no.
I don't remember being asked that question the last time I came into Bryn Shander.
Wouldn't that be a religion check?
I don't know.
No, I'm asking the DM. Like, is that something I can roll religion on or history?
Yeah.
Good question.
So again, like the insight check, you say, "Is that something I would know?" And then I will let you know
Right. Is that
what
something I
to.
would know?
In this circumstance, I mean, none of you have been questioned before coming into the into Bryn Shander before at the gate like that. But you did notice that you weren't the only ones that they did that to. There was one other cart that, as you were walking up, went in, and they were stopped and questioned as well.
Well, they're obviously just
Tom
looking down on
or
security here.
Albion,
Mm-hmm.
as you think back on that, roll a insight check as you're playing it over in your head.
An insight?
Yep.
No. That's why I asked.
Well, what I'll say is that what you did notice, even with an 8, you noticed that they were uncomfortable. Like they didn't have it down. They seemed like, that new to questioning people like that.
Okay. It was
What
just
about-
something I picked up when we were.
New edict from on high.
Yeah. Yeah, I certainly haven't been privy to this myself since I've come here, and Mick, you'll have to tell me how the heck I'm supposed to level up in this system.
Yeah. Okay, so we can call it there with you guys sitting and having a drink, and reveling in your first successes together. And we can walk through everyone rolling. So what you do, very simply, is let me pull up one of your sheets so I can talk you directly through it. I'm gonna do it for Phil. I'm Phil, so I can see. At the top of the sheet, where there's like if you like near where your background is, if you mouse over it, there's a little gear there.
Background.
Actually, don't do it there. So you got core, bio, spells, and then that little gear.
Right.
Click on the little gear. Scroll down.
Oh wait, I want to ask: does this need to be not popped out?
It should be okay. It should be okay
Okay.
at this point.